Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I'm your host, Mary Ellen. This episode is a Thrifty Canucks Thrifty Thursday episode, as well as a hodgepodge of what I have been up to. Thrifty Canucks is, hang on, that would be the timer. Seriously, I am boiling water for Dai tea, which I will show you in a couple of minutes. Where were we? Thrifty Canucks, hosted by Kim at Images by Kim, and Thrifty Thursday, hosted by Sherry at Turquoise Dreaming. I have been a bit offline for most of this week because I have been doing a lot of baseball, echo dyeing, and just general April celebrations. So let us get started with something. So let's start with the original interruption, which is I am using hawthorn and hibiscus tea from Traditional Medicines. I have 5 bags that have been boiling for about an hour, and I will use that to dye paper to hopefully get some purple. I am on a quest for purple, and when you can't get the purple on the first try, you just keep going. I also have got some black beans that I want to try in terms of boiling them for a while, letting the dye leach out, and then using the paper, using that water to dye. But as the French say, une crise par la fois, which means one crisis at a time. So currently working on getting the dye ready for that. So let's start with apologies to everybody who is not a sports fan and or a baseball fan, and if you are a baseball fan, not a Jays fan. Jays are my team, and I have a friend of mine who is very, very good to me and takes me to a ton of games. So I have, every year, I make a Blue Jays journal. And so I take the official program and then I make a journal out of it, and then I score the games. So this was the season opener game, and they give you this sheet of paper at the games. Who doesn't want free ephemera? We always go together, and the person at the kiosk at the customer care area will always give us 2 sheets. And as soon as we are out of eyesight, my friend will pass over the her sheet because she's not going to do anything with it. And so I get 2 sheets for every game. There we are. This is our home open winner. Lots of information. There were, you get light things. It's often in playoff games and so forth, they will give you a wristband. So, and it will light up with various events that are controlled by the organization. And so I took the lights off, thought I would have to give them back, didn't. And I have some beautiful logos. TD is one of our local banks here, Toronto Dominion Bank, and they are a huge sponsor. So we have then this, which is the official program. And I'm not going to go through every page because I'm probably killing you already if you are not a fan, but just a look at some of the fabulous kinds of pictures that you have available for, cutting out, making tags and so on and so forth. Just lots of really nice stuff. There is how to score. There is also this, which can end up being sort of lined space as well. Some black and white stuff, team roster, all kinds of fun stuff that you can cut up and use as a journal. So that's one of the journals that I now have on my list to do. So previously I was working on one journal long, and that was the coffee journal. And now I have this journal that I'm working on. Okay, baseball content complete. What else have I been up to? So I have been up to just trying things. It isn't for me to necessarily make this now a new habit because let's turn on some lights too. Look at that. I don't want to create those habits. I'm just curious. And so I will try a lot of things once just to see how they work. And with that curiosity satisfied, can put it aside. I use April as a month to do a lot of that kind of stuff because it's a celebration month and it is the start of spring and it's Easter and it's the end of the first quarter. And so all of the words that I have been saying about a low spend, no spend year will not look as if they are applying, and they are not. April, my 2 weeks in April is done, and so I will now revert back. I also have more paper and stuff now that I know what to do with, so let's get after what I have been up to. First one, and I'll put this there so you can maybe take a screenshot if you are interested. Fabcycle is a shop in Vancouver, BC that collects dead stock from the various textile industries that are located around, and then they repackage and resell at a fraction of the cost. It would otherwise go into landfill, and so they are doing their part. The shop is called Fabcycle. They are located in Vancouver, BC. They have a website, www.fabcycle.shop, and their Instagram feed is at FabcycleVan. So I'm just going to leave that information at the side. So they give away either free scraps, very, very low cost scraps. They had something that I wanted to see what it was like stuff, and so I purchased a box. It was very, very inexpensive for the raw stuff, but of course in Canada the postage is fairly expensive. So one shot, that's totally okay, but all of the Vancouver, BC area, people that are out on the West Coast, check them out. You may be able to get a bunch of cool stuff, and if you're able to drive there, you won't have to pay for the postage. So let's get after what I purchased. So you can get pounds or kilograms, of free fabric or very low cost fabric. I think this was like a very low cost per pound. And so this is the fabric, and I'll do a quick sort of flip through so you can see what they might be providing. So I'm just gonna look and then pop over. So this is some light weave. This is some lycra. Obviously Vancouver has a fairly large sporting area. This is really fun fabric. I like this a lot. Beautiful green, beautiful texture to it. Also knit. Put that aside. This is a lovely knit as well. A little bit of knit. Some more knit. But this is really, I love this. I mean, these are all little doors. You could, cut it out this way or long ways, create tabs, all that kind of stuff. Really nice. This is also some more knit. You can see this is very clearly going to be sportswear. This is another version of the same thing. You can, when you order, you can request what you want. And I asked for a variety of colorful scraps that I could use in journaling and mixed media, and that's what they gave me. This is gorgeous. This is a very heavy weave, but really beautiful. Fold this neatly in a pile, pop this first part in the box. This is more weave, and just a lovely colors to that. This is a fleece. This is sort of a second version of the door fabric that we just saw, but it's a little larger, and they would make absolutely beautiful small T-card tags. And they gave me a whack ton of that and lots of pieces. This one goes on for some time. just really, really like that. This is some more small navy knit. Beautiful piece of, it's like a denim textile. This is textured black, which is kind of fun, kind of like a jersey. This is more weave. This is a sleeve. Clearly it is a sleeve. Something probably happened with the sleeve that it didn't go particularly well, but lovely. You could open that up and you could, you know, create a journal from it. Some more textured knit. Textured knit. Pop those over there. And then we have a couple of contrasting, or at least paired. These are probably thick coating or upholstery. Ow, that's a staple. There's another staple there. Just gonna take that out. Health and safety top 5. Okay, the staple won't come up. That's probably why I got it. So again, this, you could do a lot of very fun things in terms of overlapping, stacking, and so on and so forth. So quite happy with that. This will last me a very long time, so I don't need to go and repurchase. But like I say, anybody who is in the area, certainly able to invest. Sorry about that. That was me going underneath the table because I dropped. The thing that I most wanted from this store was these. So I got 4 of these. These are, I think they're 50 cents for 10. And what these are thread samples. So some of these threads, and they probably come from a book that have been ripped out, but you have such a great opportunity to be able to either pick off and have thread scraps or even just cut it off. You have the opportunity of maybe using this as part of a tag. So let's say cut that in half and have that be a tag and that be a tag. I just wanted these because thread and color, and why not? A couple of these are really quite interesting. Like that's just heavy duty cardboard and just a variety of colors and so forth. And I did the same thing. I said, hey, you know, you can ask for, do you want multicolored? Do you want, you know, neutrals, whatever, and they'll do some hand picking for you. So that is Fabcycle, and don't need to do that again. I have more than enough. I don't need to do anything, but highly recommend if you go there. Next thing that I wanted to do was an auction. I wanted to try an online auction. One of my friend's husbands does it all the time, and we and I had a very detailed conversation over a Swiss chalet dinner one night, and he gave me information. And I also have seen other people, Cindy at Studio Lou, be very successful at achieving really great purchases there. I wanted to try it to understand how it worked, and also see if there was anything that I could get that was of use and interest to me. And what else do I want to say? So same deal with the Fabcycle. It becomes very cost efficient if you are close. With auctions, it becomes very cost efficient if you can go and pick up the stuff. But if you need the stuff mailed to you, again, Canadian postage is not kind to a purchaser and certainly changes the price. And I am okay with that. Like I say, this is going to be my one time. I don't need to do this again. My curiosity is well satisfied. Good to go, done forever and ever. And so I'll show you what I got, all from the same house. And now I just got crinkle, 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 crinkle. Sorry about that. Oh, I like this tape. Why are we like this? Why are we like this? So these are To Mr. Harrington, Mr. Robertson. These are called postcard requests. Ottawa naturalist, Dr. Mark Freud. So there is a lot of science in these that I didn't expect. So this is International Malaria Committee. Okay. Ottawa Naturalist is a magazine. That's 1914. So that's just at the start of the war. And then just beautiful, beautiful writing. So I got a bunch of those. And I'm sure you're going to ask me for the cost. The cost of the actual items, quite small. The cost of postage, not quite small. These are the second batch, I think, of requests, or are these just envelopes? I think these are all just envelopes. Mr. Gibson is a professor, I think, at somewhere. He is the chief assistant entomologist, yeah, at the Department of Agriculture. And so there is a lot of, again, sciencey stuff here that is just so satisfying to the soul. I just love these. These are so pretty. I don't need 1,000 of them. I just wanted to have some. So from the University of California, Central Experimental Farm. These just are blanks. It's dark to green now. Journal of Economic Entomology. Who knew that there was such a thing? Mrs. Gibson gets some information. That's really great. So there must have been some correspondence with her, which is nice. And then just some age to this. This is 1895. This is 1901. This is weird. It's like there's a stamp on it. Like, did they just throw it in the mail? Like, wow. Fraud days have come a long way. 1937. But like I say, some age to these and some contextual interest that appeals to me greatly. Third one, request for paper on different wildlife habitats. So this is more request postcards. This is Department of Biology from Queen's University, one of our local universities, and just stamps from different places. This is from the 1970s and 80s. But again, the idea of the universities communicating with one another and trading information just is really, it's really fabulous. And the different kinds of, postcards and so on and so forth is just really, really lovely. Love, love, love. And different sizes as well. So one of the things that I wanted to have these available to me for is to be able to, when I want to create something faux, that I have something to pattern it after. I quite often don't know, well, what should I include? What should I not to include? What makes it look authentic? So even just looking at this, there is information here. There's some handwriting. There's some more handwriting here that is clearly from spelling that is consistent with the nation is coming from, some airmail stuff, multiple stamps that are stamped twice. And then what would the flip side be? And then the flip side would look something like that as well. So that's very cool. And I have more postcards, request postcards. And I won't go through these because I think the second verse is kind of same as the first. Yeah, as it is. Hatching success of yearling and older breeders in the semi-palmated sandpiper, Calidris pusilla. Waiter Study Group Bulletin. Wow, all right. That's very specific. Nice bird stamps, though. So there we are. And then I got something, oh, no, not that. I got some cabinet cards because I wanted to see what cabinet cards look like. And now I know. We will keep this. It was also interesting to me to see the popularity of stuff and how the cost of things changed very, very close to the end of the bidding process. There was a book of postcards that started off as $1 and ended up at like $128. Just amazing. And the change from the 1 to the 128, about 3/4 of that price happened in sort of the last 10 minutes. So these are cabinet cards of specifically women. I wanted to look for, I had options for children, not that into children, men. I like women because I think women are very underrepresented in the sciences when discoveries were being made, and having women that look like they could be in a university appealed to me. This dress, this outfit is really pretty. I like that a lot. Look at that fringe. That's reminds me of the Carol Burnett Gone with the Wind Made from Curtains sketch and the Bob Mackie dress, and they used the fringe from Curtains to dress. I am not making disparaging remarks about this woman. I am sure that it was couture at the time. Are there any names? I don't think so. I think these are all, oh, a couple of pieces. These are, I think, all the photographers. Oh, there's one, 1914. What's that one? That's 1914. J. Sutherland. Okay, we at least know who she is. Flora Pleaver, 14 years, and Ida Catherine Pleaver, 19 years. So they are sisters. So there we are. Just going to tuck that in here. Now we will get to the Pièce de Resistance. This is a 1949 daily journal, and these were very inexpensive, relative, like they were maybe, I don't think anything was more than, say, $5. This was a little bit more expensive, but look at this journal. Is amazing, full of postcards, full of ephemera. The handwriting is to die for. And I think I had some competition with this because it was listed as having postcards. And I think the postcard gang, very aggressive, as is the stamp gang. But there we are. Just so beautiful. And I want to go through this. I want to read it and then sort of understand it. It's just epic. Look at maple syrup. Oh gosh. And then more postie cardies. More paper. And then postcards at the end. I think there was, she used the back. And I say she's because I think somewhere in here it occurred to me. Oh, that says mom. That's lovely. And some more stuff. And there we are. And that, looking at this right here, highly likely to be the sum total of my online auction career. But if you're gonna do it once, you make it count. So we've got that. Now I'm gonna get these at least out of the way anyways, because I'm sticking to them. Next up, small thrift haul from Value Village. Woo! Here's one. Take the price off. So I got this, and I am stopped getting jewelry because I have enough seed beads now to satisfy my seed bead use for a long time. These are glass blown beads. So these are very specific. That's flat, that's flat. Here's another one. The striping of that is the second layer of glass on this bead. Same with that. And I think this one has got, no, it's plain as well. This one has got the clear, instead of the yellow wrappings, it has clear wrappings. So this is, I think there's 9, 3, 6, 9 glass beads, and then 2 silver beads like this, and then a couple of beads that are like that. And so these are already like pre-done in terms of the mounting. Tremendous, less than, I think I paid $4.99 for this. So well worth it when you start to calculate if you want to buy this kind of bead on the market. Very pleased with that. So there's that. Got some more textiles. I'm going to have to be doing some soft journals. This is yellow linen, and I tried twice walking by this fabric and I could not. It is just so lovely. And it goes with that, and it also goes with that. And I don't know if that is by design or just by habit that I have something in my brain and then I just go and pick all the things that match. Once again, going to the thrift store, filling my cart full of everything that I go, ooh, 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 ooh. And then when I'm ready to check out, before I check out, find a quiet part of the store and then reflect on, is this something I need? Do I have enough of that? I'm always putting way more paper in than I need. Same with textiles. It's a scrap. And then I'm only getting the kinds of textiles that I really want. Linen being one of them, and then this being just a really lovely floral fabric. So that's the textiles that I got. 3 other books from Le Village. This is I'll put this aside so you can see them one at a time. Handbook of conversion charts. Again, very sciencey. And there was a conversion chart at the back that I thought was kind of fun. But these are, I think they are petrochemical and elemental conversions. So there's things like so there's gallon, there's gas, there's Gauss. There's just like this whole unit of measure. Here's indium. I think the elements are in here. Hydrogen, yeah. So the elements are all included in here as well, which is super fun. So very happy with that. $1.99. Got to take the pricey offie. There we are. This one, also another sciencey. $4. A programmed introduction to gas liquid chromatography. Another science book. A lot of blank space. A lot of blank space on this side and that side. So if you look at it, pages. Lots there, as well as having science. And I also like, so the science in terms of chemistry as well. I loved organic chemistry. I mean, I loved it to the power of the sun. Oh, I loved it so much. It's one of my favorite courses of all time. Another book. Where'd I get this one? Yeah, this is another Value Village. This is $3. This is a paper quality of Egypt study that I was interested in. A lot of Egypt, because it is so eye-popping in terms of the art and the gold and the precious stones and so forth, they quite often do just full color. There's a little bit of an insert here, and the rest of it is not black and white. It is gray and sufficiently yellowed. So I kept that. At some point in my journaling history or journaling future, I will have an Egypt book. And then the last two, this is a magazine that I got called Monocle, which is from December, January 2020. It was probably for the Winter Olympics, maybe? And it is a UK magazine. Very clearly a different kind of layout than what we are used to. Just the way they put in the pictures, you know, the way they're doing numbers and so on and so forth. One of the things, I was flipping through it before I started this, that really caught my eye just doing a flip through is the Japanese method of using one piece of paper and one piece of tape to fold, to wrap a present, which I really, really like. I want to take that out and study it and understand it. And which is a perfect segue into the last piece of stuff that I am going to show you today. I probably can't get it all in. It is the National Geographic Atlas of the World. Both this and the magazine I got in the book sale at my local library, and this was like, it was like $1, $2 maybe? It was no more than $2. And what I wanted was the large paper to be able to use as, literally as gift wrapping paper. And then also paper, lots of opportunity to have these large pieces of paper. And then this, the index is, pardon me, is as exciting as the maps, because this will take amazing color and be quite textural. And then the fly leaves are amazing. Like, look at that. So that's that. I love that as being able to create a circular. And then I think the same fly leaf. Nope, different fly leaf. Beautiful, beautiful papers. Oh, used to be something in here, I think. Probably a globe of the world, or at least a map of the world, but this clearly will come off. I'm not going to take it off at the moment. So that's it for thrift hauling. I have been dying. A lot of dyeing. I did 3 batches. Not going to go through every page because that's going to kill everybody, including me. Just your regular eco dyeing, just to get some stuff in. It is a gorgeous few days here, and it is warm enough to let the sun just blow out all the liquid out of the pages. And so this is me just doing some random pieces of paper and just having a fine old time, just trying to get some dyeing in. I tried as many pages of paper as I could find that would fit into my little, I was going to say bucket. It's not a bucket. What is it? It's a pot. And I did sort of 3 experiments. So this is an experiment number 1. Interesting for me to learn that the quality of paper really, really affects how the dye is taken up. And I need to make some notes or records of how that works, as well as the kinds of botanical bits and pieces that you're putting in. So this would be a fern. Like, this fern turned out amazing. The other thing about all of these shredded bits, if you were more patient, these would be whole. I am not that person, and so I was taking them apart when the paper was very, very fragile. But I'm not particularly opposed with the effect, because we spend part of our journaling time making things look worn. And I have achieved that quite nicely in spades. So that's first one. Second experiment I did was I had flowers that had been heavily dyed. So they were like a mum, and you will see the root color. They were this color. They were dyed this color. They were probably white to start with, and then they had dye, and I just threw that into the pot to see what would happen. Holy Hannah, did the dye run. So my fabric is this weird, weird, weird color of like pink, peach, bits of what we would think of as proper eco dyed. I am mixed in my opinion about the color of this fabric. Possibly because it is not a color that I would necessarily use or want to create. In this batch, I tried taking apart some artificial leaves and then putting them in the dye bath and seeing what would happen. So fun things happened. So that was a success. Again, I'm taking this apart well before the paper has drained, and it is very, very fragile. So I've got bits of paper. This stuff also was really, really sticky. So whatever dye that they used in a plant, or maybe the plant itself, super sticky. And then you can see places where the ink is dried, where different papers react differently. That's that. And then we just sort of go on, etc., etc. There's some good results. There's some weird results. I will have a variety of paper for some time, not gonna lie. And I just, like I say, tried as many things as I could find. This is another stuck tool, because I am that excited and that impatient. Again, here's another view of what the stuff looked like. So, again, part of this is about being able to get information about how things react and work. And then, so this is the other thing that I do is I put in about like 40 sheets of paper in a single bundle. I don't think that's what we should do. So don't follow me. I am also lost. Just more bits of this and that, and just trying things, and just a lot of this weird pink and purple. And like I say, I don't think I'm particularly excited about it. There's that. Put that aside. And then this is the last batch. Oh, come on. It's because all the bits won't come up. Here we are. This is the last batch, because I have way more paper than I have capacity to use said paper. This one turned out a little bit better. No more pink anyway, so that's that in itself is a plus. And then these are just the ties that I used to tie it off. So this has got I very limited the amount of the type of botanical that I had to cedar and roses. And so this turned out much more in the same line of sort of grunge that I was kind of looking for. Also made some mistakes in terms of what part of the plant that I put in. So this, a lot of little bits and crumbs that are sticking out. I'm going to be vacuuming for days. For anybody who is a longtime follower, this would be the botanical equivalent of glitter. And for anybody who is new, botanical equivalent of glitter, my household is, I try to be glitter free. There's glitter always coming in the house anyways because of where I hang out, i.e. art stores and so on and so forth. You always get them on your clothes, but I don't work with that as a material to reduce it. So anyways, this is how these are all coming out. And this also should be ooh, that one turned out funky. Another journal that I want to make that is almost exclusively with this kind of paper. And I have so much of it now, we could do like 20. And the tea that I showed you, I want to be able to do some tea dyeing of that. And like I say, I'm just flipping through it. La la la. Wah, wah, wah. And then there we are. And that's all that. I'm just going to chomp that down. Here we are. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Here we are. Here, look at that. Clean up on aisle 5 required. So this is a huge catch up on what I've been up to this week and all of the journals that I have to do and materials that I have to make, and just some hi, hello, how are yous? And I will be filming again shortly because I got to do something with all this stuff. Anyways, hope you have a lovely Friday. Enjoy the weekend wherever you are, and if you have some good weather, please get out in it. Thanks so much. Always appreciate your comments. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you really soon. Bye now.